Hello everyone. Today in this video, let's answer the very important question of why you should learn design pattern. Trust me, most of you might have this feeling that you already create very good software. Trust me, I also had the same feeling few months back. But why I started to learn design pattern was very basic because my architect and my team members they were using a big jargons which I was not following because those words were certainly not related to the business use cases. So one of my dear friend in the project he mentioned that you should start learning design patterns because these jargons that you feel are related to the dictionary of design patterns. So I took a step back and I started reading design patterns and I felt very heartbroken because there were many use cases that I have already developed in my career of last 7, 8 years and I felt very great about developing them. But I came to know that those use cases are few use cases that many developers face every now and then. And there are few great minds across the world who have taken time to document those use cases. Now, these use cases they have documented, they have already worked on those use cases, they have used them, and they have created a very nice template that you can use in your day-to-day life. Now, I was heartbroken because all my ego of creating great applications or being a very good problem solver scattered in some moment. But now this time I had to gather my courage back and I started understanding design patterns because this is something that could have saved me a lot of time if I would have known these things prior. So I read all those design pattern. I kept reading. I am still reading all those things, but now I'm back in the game and I can now relate to the jargons that my architect is using every day. And trust me, when you are creating a software, there are few things that are not documented but are expected out of you. Those are creating a very maintainable code, a good readable code, and very extensible code. By extensible, that means that if there is some new feature that comes up every now and then, it is easier to keep adding features. It is easier to debug the application by some other developer as well, even if you are not there in the organization or in the product that time. So this is a very underlying thing that every developer has to follow. But it is very hard to do all those things every now and then when you have time crunches. So, design pattern helps you in reducing your time constraint because you start using those templates and you don't have to pay attention on reading more articles, getting to experiment on things that are already experimented by someone else. So, that is why everyone should learn design patterns because it helps you in reducing your turnaround time on your applications on some common use cases. It gives you your code a better readability, maintainability, and better extensibility. And of course, there is one more underlying thing that it offers is better communication with your peers. Because now you start using a common dictionary of softwares or the common use cases that everyone should understand, probably. Not should, but yeah, might understand if they are aware of software design patterns. And certainly your architect would understand those things. So it is easier for you to communicate with your peers. So that is why I would suggest every one of you to start learning design patterns with us. And I will make sure that I create videos of each and every design patterns that we use in few different languages like Golang, .NET, or any other languages if you wish to. You can comment down below if you have specific language that you want those design patterns to be implemented. Now let's understand what are the different type of design patterns available in the market and what are the different design patterns falling in those groups. So design patterns are basically divided into three major segments. So each category is defined for a problem that they solve, a defined range of problem that they would solve. So let's say there is one design pattern that is creational design pattern, where it helps you in creating class and instantiating the objects for those classes. So these design patterns that fall in this category would help you in those things. There are few examples like singleton design pattern, factory pattern, abstract factory, builder pattern, and there can be many more, but these are the main design pattern falling in this category. Then there is another set of design pattern, that is structural design pattern. Now, by structural design pattern, these are basically helping you in structuring your code. Like if you have like n number of classes, n number of objects to play around with, it will help you in understanding how to structure your code so that your classes do not have more than one responsibility that falls in the solid principles. Your classes do not have very short uh, use case, but it helps you in maintaining a larger use cases or creating a larger use case that class can help in. Then there are few design patterns in that as well, namely like adapter design pattern, composite design pattern, bridge design pattern, and many others fall in that category. We'll discuss each and every in our coming videos, and you can stay tuned with us. The third and the last category is behavior design pattern. Now, behavior design pattern are design pattern that helps you in designing behavior of your class. Now, behavior of your class means how your classes would communicate with each other, how your data would flow from one class to another class for further calculations. So these are behavior design patterns. And there are few design patterns in this category, namely like observer design pattern, strategy design pattern, and many other design pattern again fall in this category, and we'll discuss each and every of them. Now, I would suggest you guys to keep commenting down below on any specific language that you want us to create these design patterns, or the example for these design patterns, because we are not doing a code reuse over here. We are focusing on reusing the wisdom of some developers across the world who have taken effort in documenting those common use cases in some template. So we'll be using those brain or wisdom, not reusing the code. So these design pattern can be implemented in any language of your choice, whether it is Dart, whether it is TypeScript, or any language that you want to implement these. So I would suggest you guys to comment us on what language do you want us to implement these design pattern, and I'll try to implement these design pattern in each and every languages that you guys want us to do it in. But for starters, we'll do in few languages for now, and then we keep growing, keep adding the examples in the languages that you guys want us to do this in. So let's start the journey of learning the design patterns, and stay tuned. Comment down below on any other videos or tutorials that you guys want us to do, or how do you like this video? If you like this video, please do not forget to share, subscribe, and like this video. Thank you. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video.